How are we all? My name is Lucy and this is my channel, The Sewing Gardener. Welcome back if you've been before, and if you're new, then a very big welcome to you too. Today my vlog is all about everything So Fruity. So I am part of the Vlogger Tour. It is Saturday here in the UK, but my vlog, all being well, you should be watching this on Monday the 16th of June, hopefully, if I've uploaded it right. But it is part of the So Fruity Vlogger Tour, as I've already said. Now, I will put the rules for So Fruity up here, but it is an annual challenge that runs throughout June by the lovely Yvette, who is Blossom Sandwich over on Instagram. I entered it in 2022, and I don't know if it was running before that. So that was the first year I entered. Essentially, it is a fruity theme, but you don't need to have fruit on your fabric, which I only found out this year. Who knew? Obviously not me. You will see that all of my things have had fruit in, so I clearly didn't know. But you can have a different type of fabric, but it has to represent a fruit. So say a piece of yellow fabric and you said it represents a banana or a lemon, then there you go. You could use that too. And you don't need to sew a garment. It is very open and inclusive, so you can pretty much sew anything you want as long as it fits the fruity theme. So I thought I would start this vlog by showing you what I have made since 2022 and then going into my plans for 2025. I will tell you what I'm wearing a bit later, because this was my entry in 2024, or one of my entries in 2024, and I've just noticed that it's not well, it's not that it's not finished. I ran out of thread. So the buttonhole above went wrong, it was in the wrong place, and then I ran out of thread for the next one. So the button's there. Yeah, I just can't do it up. I think I might just unpick it and sew it there, as long as I can get it over my head. Anyway, I digress. So for 2022, I can't actually show you the one garment. I've made 2 garments pretty much every year, I think. I can't show you the one garment because I sold it on Vinted. And the reason I sold it is not because I didn't like the garment, I made it too short. But I did use this beautiful cotton poplin that I can't remember where I got it from. It'll be on my Instagram. Yeah, so I had this beautiful cotton poplin, and I absolutely loved the dress. I made the Deer and Doe Myostis dress. I made this version here. Now I'm quite tall, and I wanted to lengthen it. I can remember why I didn't lengthen it. It's because I didn't mark the pattern piece to lengthen it, and I thought I'll just lengthen it. And I can remember doing it up here on the floor, and the cat got on the fabric and kept pulling the pins out of the pattern pieces. And then I just needed to get it cut, so I cut it according to the pattern piece. So there's a little excuse me, tip for you: make sure you lengthen your pattern pieces. But yeah, I'm not a big I don't mind the frill at the bottom. I didn't like these frills on the sleeves. I'm not a 3/4 length sleeve person, which I've said before. But yeah, I really loved this dress, and I don't know why I haven't made it again, because I did the little collar, and it was really great, and this fabric was lovely, but it was just too short. I felt it was too short. Other people didn't, but you'll see some pictures I'll put some pictures here, and it's all on my Instagram as well. So I made that, and then the other garment that I made, which I actually never did post for So Fruity in 2022, don't know why, was this, and it's the Ailing blouse by Jennifer Lauren Handmade. It's got I've made 2 versions of these. My other version has long sleeves. This has the 3/4 length sleeves, which I say I don't like, and yet most of the garments I show you on here have 3/4 length sleeves. But this was a Lemon of Troy, I think it is, fabric from Lady McElroy. And I've made this, excuse it's a bit creased, I've just got out the washing basket because I wore it to work this week and I've spilled something on it, so it was in the wash. But yeah, it's got a lovely square neck detail. So yeah, I made that. And put that over there. And then for 2023, I made the Axis dress by Paper Cut Patterns. Actually, I only made one. I only did one entry this year. I've written them down here. Now, that is, let's see, that's the dress there. The pattern actually comes with a dress, and you can do a skirt as well, so it does have both in there. And it is a falling off the hanger. It's got a tied back here, and then the back has a little zip here, an invisible zip. So it's a, sort of, there we go. It's got a zip there at the bottom of the base of the back, basically, for the skirt, and then this bit you tie up. I'll put some pictures of me wearing that as well. It is great for holiday. This dress is a super summer dress. Yeah, and I really love it. I just don't get to wear it enough. That's the only thing with that. And this was a cotton that came in a So Hayley Jane box. I think that was a cotton, maybe a cotton poplin as well. So there was that one. And then last year, 2024, I made this. This is the Raider Buys by Madswick. And I really like, there's 3 versions of this blouse. So I lengthened mine. Sometimes I tuck it in, sometimes I don't. You can do the sleeves slightly different. I'll put all the versions. I can't show you the versions because it was a PDF that I had. I came in a Hey So Sister box that they were doing. Can't remember what they were called, but these boxes that they did, and it came in a brown fabric, and I did the long sleeve version for that. But then when I got this fabric in a Dream Wardrobe fabric Godmother Dream Wardrobe box, I think this pattern came with that as well, but I actually sent the pattern back because I already had it in exchange for something else. But it's got these little pin tucks on the sleeves there. You can do this bit with the frill. Obviously they all come with a frill, but one version, I think you can do it sheared. Anyway, there's different versions and I'll put it on there, but I love this blouse and I love this fabric as well. It's Strawberry Fair linen, I believe. And then the other entry that I did last year was the Fabric Godmother Fleur. Now, what I didn't say about So Fruity is you can, all the makes, the reveal date is on the 30th of June. So, and I accidentally, I think Yvette changed it last year, because I'm pretty sure the previous years you could just post as you went throughout the month of June. But last year it was changed to the end, and I actually posted this before. So, and the fleur dress, again, I can't show you the pattern pieces because they are, I had it as a PDF, but it comes with pockets, and I really like this because it's got a sort of modesty panel here in the back, I suppose. Some versions have that open, but I prefer it with the panel at the back closed. And you can do different sleeve options on this too, and with the sleeve options it changes the arm cycle, so it comes with different, whether you want short sleeves, no, or long sleeves. So that is what I have made for So Fruity. Now, what am I planning to make for 2025? Well, I've got lots of makes planned. Whether I get them done is another thing. Now, the first thing I'm going to share with you is a little something. So, as I said, you don't need to make a garment. Mine are predominantly garment. But as I was waiting for a Teams call the other day when I was at work, I saw this on my desk, because my sewing room doubles up as my work from home office. Now, this came in a Fabric Godmother Dream Wardrobe box last November, I believe, with a bag pattern, which I still haven't made, it's down there. But this was in it, and it's a beautiful Liberty apple pin cushion. And as I was looking at it, I thought, I could make that. Obviously not Liberty. But I could make my own version. So after work, I traced around these pattern pieces, counted the patterns, how many you need, 5, and sewed it up. This was my prototype, which I've not finished. As you can see, I did it in fruity fabric. It's a bit smaller, and that is because I didn't increase my seam allowances. So, and I just stuffed this full with overlocker threads trimmings that I put in a bag. So I filled it with that, but I wasn't happy with the size, hence why I've not finished it. So actually this is just going to be a really good stress ball. So I did another version. I increased the seam allowances and I ended up with this, which I'm quite proud of, to be fair. And I finished it and I decorated my leaf. This one's got sort of like a felt leaf. This was the only bit of felt that I had. I've got some down there that I got from a show ages ago. It's like a raw unfinished one, so I just put a bit of decorative free motion sewing around it, and then a stitch. But yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. And I put a button at the bottom to pull it up and through. So I thought I would film me making a version to share at the end of this. So I did that this morning and I made this one. So you can see I decorated the leaf slightly differently with a leaf version, and I made it slightly different. Now I've put the button in the top on this one rather than the bottom, and for this one I left all the ends open and then stuffed it, hence why I put the button at the bottom, because I sort of did a running stitch and then sort of drew them together to finish it off. Whereas this one I did a ladder stitch and I've hidden it with the leaf. So I've sewn the leaf down a little bit and hidden it with the leaf. I mean, it works really well. Only thing is, my filming attempt, I'll put it in at the end so you can see it, and I'll just speed it up because some of it is off screen, where I did the pieces and stuffing it and things like that. Didn't actually have the camera in the right place, so that is not good. However, since then there's loads of vlogs on how to make an apple pin cushion, as there are tutorials and some free patterns on websites. The Birch Cottage is a really good one. I'll put all these in the bottom, at the end, and the blurb on the description. But they've got even things like a strawberry pin cushion, apple, I think there was a pumpkin, maybe a tomato. So there's loads that you can go for. So actually you didn't need my tutorial on how to do it, or my pattern piece size, which I've got somewhere, which I've cut out, because the templates, you can get them all online. So go and check that out if you want. And it doesn't take that long. I mean, does it look like that? No, it doesn't. But am I pleased with it? Yes, I am. Will I use it? Yes, I will. Will I gift one of these? Probably. So that's that. I've mentioned on here before that I am participating in the Last Sew is Standing to try and get rid of some of my inordinate fabric stash at the back. And so in May, I literally had one piece of fruity fabric that I had, and this was before I realised that it could be a colour. So I keep with the fruity theme, and it was this piece of fabric, which is a beautiful lined cotton. It's got a very subtle stripe with embroidered cherries all over it. Now I got this from Rach Stitched Up D-Stash last year, might have been before then, and it's been sat in my stash ever since. So I'm going to make that into a blouse. I've only got 1.5 meters of this, so what blouse I'm going to make, I'm not sure. I will either be making the Fabric Godmother Fleur or oh gosh, the Anthea blouse by, totally forgotten. It's gone completely out of my head. The Anthea blouse, because I've never made that, and I think I've watched people, you can get that out of a metre. So this is definitely going to be a blouse of some description. So there's that. Now, when I was on Virtual Sewing Room, I mentioned that I only had one piece of fruity fabric, and the Fabric Fairies very kindly gifted me this. It is a lovely, I'll hold it up closer. It's a swimwear fabric with a white background and a pink cross on it with these lovely lemons. They also gave me some mesh to go with it. So I've got a nice chunk of this, and I've always made the Megan Nielsen Cottesloe two-piece swimsuit. I think I've got 3 versions of that now, and I'm obviously part of Last Sew Standing, so I can't buy any patterns. But I've been getting notifications from Closet Core, which I just thought it was part of me signing up ages ago. And then what caught my eye at the beginning of June was a swimsuit pattern that came through, and it said, as part of the crew. I had totally forgotten, and I thought it had been cancelled, that I am a member of the Closet Core crew. It's an annual subscription. Mine obviously does in January, and you get free pattern every month. And the pattern for this June was now you have to, my printer has not printed this out properly. It's the Bianca swimsuit. So I've printed it off, I've downloaded, it doesn't cost me anything. So I'm still in Last Sew Standing because I obviously purchased it in January, forgot. And I went back and looked at their back catalogue, and there's quite a lot of patterns on there that I really rather like, which I can download. So anyway, there's 2 versions of it. I don't know if you can see those. One is the version that's sort of on the front with that V, and then the other one's got more of a keyhole. More of a keyhole there. So that one's with the V, that's with the keyhole. So I've printed that off, and because it's PDF, I've got to stick these together. This is the worst job in the world. I hate doing that. Made worse when your printer wasn't printing properly. And I did the test square because the first piece I printed off the test square was wrong. So I've had to reset my printer to get that right. So that's the plan for the swimwear fabric. And then for my birthday, my husband bought me this, which is a beautiful embroidery anglais, and this is we've got it from Bornella, and there's nearly 2.5 meters here. So I was thinking of a blouse, but now I'm not so sure because there's more than I thought there was, because I've just measured it and there's 2.5 meters. So I might actually make something like the Maeve skirt with it. But yeah, that's what I've got for my So Fruity. There is one other thing that which is a big if I get all 3 of these done, this is going to be amazing. But there is this that I want to make as well. Now, my mum bought me this book for my birthday. It is the Farm Girl Vintage book by Laurie Holt. And inside, and I've marked it, I am prepared today. I mean, there's lots of blogs. This one's called Corn and Tomatoes. Doesn't really represent corn or tomatoes to me, but that's what it's called. But there's some here that I want to show you, even though I've marked them. There is the pumpkin block, but I'm going to make this one, that one, the cherry block, but I'll just show you the others as well. There's a strawberry block, and final page that I've marked is what I want to make with it. So you just need one of those blocks and you can make a little pot holder. So that's what I'm planning to make with, there's a picture of it there, with the cherry block. I'd like to make one of those. The plan was to be able to have that already made and show it here, but I've had a really busy week at work, and I should have had this Friday off, but as I said in my vlog earlier today, didn't get it off. So, but it's great because I'm going to get it back in a week or so's time, so, and tack it onto some annual leave, so that's good. But yes, they are my plans. What are your plans? I'd love to hear. Are you going to enter? Are you going to use a fruity fabric, or are you going to go the plainer route and say what it is representing? I'd love to hear your thoughts on my previous makes. What do you think about my apple? And my prototype, which is a complete waste of time, as I say, because they're all online. If only I'd have done that first, I'd have saved myself a lot of time. And I might have had some other things to share. Anywho, I hope you get some time to sew. And if you are entering Sew Fruity, it would be great to see all your entries. To enter, you need to be on Instagram. You need to tag Blossom Sandwich on your photo and use the hashtag SewFruity25. So hashtag SewFruity25. I'll put it here. It'll all be in the description. And yeah, there should be a vlogger playlist as well. So there'll be lots of other vloggers to give you some excellent inspiration for Sew Fruity. Happy sewing, everybody. Bye.